What is going on, everybody? Osha here, and today we are here to do another deck review. I decided instead of doing my camera and everything with all the weird lighting, that we would do a deck review for one of my most dangerous decks, YURIKO Tiger Shadow. We are currently live. We are currently, as of this recording, we are live on Twitch right now, and we're doing deck review with chat as well. So if I respond to people, it's people in chat. I think what I'm going to do for this specific thing, is I'm going to, I guess, add chat to the overlay. If I can figure out what, okay, hold on. Which one is it? Hold on a second. My chat box, okay. It's going to be chat box. That's what it's going to be called. Hopefully that isn't, okay. Anyways, so this is my YURIKO the Tiger Shadow deck. And basically, what she does is, whenever a ninja I control deals combat damage to a player, reveal the top card of my library, put it onto my hand. Each opponent loses life equal to that card's mana value. It has commander ninjutsu, so it technically doesn't have any commander attacks. So, if one of my ninjas is swinging, I can pay a blue and a black, and I can bring her out without having to pay commander tax. So there's that. So that's going to be our commander. We're going to move on to the artifacts. So we have Brainstone. Basically, you pay 2 a tap, sacrifice it, draw 3 cards, put 2 cards from your hand on top of the library in any order. Next artifact, we have Commander Spear. It's kind of a staple. One of the staples for Commander decks. You tap it, you add mana of any color, and then you can sacrifice it to draw a card. Then I have Crystal Ball. I can pay 1, tap, scry 2. I can kind of move things around. So say, for example, I go on the top of my deck, and or I have a card, like I have YURIKO out. I want a card that has a lot of mana value, which you'll see in my other cards. But I can move it around, manipulate it, and make it, make it cool. Key to the City. You could discard a card. Up to 1 target creature can't be blocked, and then when it becomes untapped, I may pay 2. If I do, I draw a card. Then I have Quietus Spike. It has Death Touch. Basically, gives an opponent Death Touch as long as a said attacker is unblocked. For those who aren't familiar with Ninjutsu mechanic, yes, correct. So it has to be unblocked. Whenever a critical creature deals combat damage to a player, that player loses half of his or her life, rounded up. So basically, I just give it to someone else, and you know, they lose their stuff. Vorpal Sword, equipped creature gets +2/+0 and has Death Touch. It can pay 5 and 3 black. Till end of turn, Vorpal Sword gains whenever equipped a creature deals combat damage to a player, that player loses the game. So there you go. Merry Christmas. Alright, we're going to move on to our creatures. We have Azra Smoke Shaper, has ninjutsu 1 black. Same thing with YURIKO. You can you can pay the 1 in the black to return an unblocked attacker I control to the hand, and put this card on the battlefield from your hand, tapped and attacking. When it enters the battlefield, target creature you control gains indestructible until end of turn. Biting Palm Ninja, ninjutsu again has ninjutsu. 2 in a black. Biting Palm Ninja enters the battlefield with menace counter on it. Well, there's just combat damage to a player. I may remove a menace counter from it. When I do, that player reveals their hand and you choose a non-land card from it, exile that card. Changeling Outcast. It's every creature type. Can't block and cannot be blocked. Dokuchi Silencer, very sus name, but we gotta do what we gotta do. Ninjutsu, same thing, 1 in a black, same thing with the unblocked attacker thing. When it does combat damage to a player, I may discard a creature card. When I do, destroy target creature or planeswalker that player controls. So, Fallen Shinobi, Ninjutsu. This one has a 2 blue and a black. Same thing with the other ones. When Fallen Shinobi deals combat damage to a player, that player exiles the top 2 cards of their library until end of turn, and may play those cards without paying the mana cost. So that's pretty cool. Ghostly Pilferer. When it becomes untapped, I may pay 2. If I do, I draw a card. Whenever an opponent casts a spell from anywhere other than their hand, draw a card. Discard a card. Ghostly Pilferer can't be blocked this turn. Ginger Brute, haste, 1, pay 1, can't be blocked. So the creatures with haste, 2, tap it, and I gain 3 life from the Ginger Root. Harbinger of the Seas, non-basic lands or islands. Whoa. Okay. Anyways, that's gonna screw some people up. So, somewhat, but not always. Ingenious Infiltrator ninjutsu has the same thing. Whenever a ninja you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Pride of Baldur's Gate. Whenever it deals combat damage, it loses 1 life and mills a card. You gain 1 life and scry 1. Whenever I attack, I may pay 2. If I do, target creature can't be blocked this turn. Moon Circuit Hacker, ninjutsu again, not the other ones. You know it's a common theme. Whenever a Moon Circuit Hacker does combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card unless Moon Circuit Hacker enter the battlefield this turn. Moonblade Shinobi, same thing, ninjutsu. Whenever Moonblade Shinobi does combat damage, I create an illusion creature with flying. Nashi, Moon Sage's Scion. Ninjutsu 3 and a black. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, exile top card of each player's library. To end a turn, you may play one of those cards. If you cast a spell this way, pay life equal to its mana value rather than its mana cost. So it's pretty cool. Nashi Searcher in the Dark, which I've actually pulled this card from my Zamone precon. Little 2-pack sampler, you know. It's pretty cool. With a Menache. And then whenever it deals combat damage, mill that many cards. You may put any number of legendary and enchantment cards from among them into your hand. If I do it no cards, I get a +1/+1 counter on it. Nezumi Prowler, ninjutsu 1 and a black. When it enters the battlefield, target creature I control gains Death Touch and Lifelink until end of turn. Notion Thief. An opponent would draw a card except for the first one, or he or she draws each of his or her draw steps instead of player skips the draw step, you draw a card. Ornithopter with flying, it's just a blocker that I can use. Ninjutsu 1, and then this basically what she does is basically when you do combat damage, you create a treasure token. I think I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna summarize it. Whenever I activate a ninjutsu, so it's Satoru Umezawa. Whenever I activate a ninjutsu ability, look at the top 3 cards of my library. We'll put one of them in your hand and the rest on the bottom of my library in any order. And it only attack triggers once each turn. Each creature card in your hand has ninjutsu 2, blue and black. So Shadow Immortality. If your life total, this is one of those. It's got it's a 15 drop here. If your life total is less than your starting life total, this spell costs X less to cast, where X is the difference. So with those other scries and moving the cards around, I can attack with YURIKO and deal 15 damage to someone with this card if I wanted to. With the other ones, Silent Oni, Ninjutsu 4, blue black. Whenever it deals combat damage, look at the player's hand. You may cast a non-land card in it without paying the mana cost. I know. Silver Master, Ninjutsu, blue black. Activates ninjutsu abilities you activate cost 1 less to cast or activate. And other ninja and rogue creatures get +1/+1. Siren Sword Tamer. Flying, pay a blue, sacrifice it, counter target spell. Skull Snatcher, Ninjutsu black. Whenever it does combat damage, remove 2 target cards in that player's graveyard from the grave. Slither Blade, it can't be blocked. Starling Gorehound, Menache. Whenever another creature, it's Menace. I know it's Menace, but we're just saying Menache to be fun. Whenever the creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield under my control, surveil 1. Splinter, Hamato Yoshi. Sneak, a black. Menace. Other ninjas I control get +1/+1. Tetsuko Umezawa, Fugitive. Creatures I control with power or toughness 1 or less can't be blocked. So if I have her on the field, I can have Yuriko, and then then have that Avatar card and deal 15 damage to everybody, not just somebody, everybody. Thousand Face Shadow, Ninjutsu 2 and 2 blue, flying when it enters the battlefield. From my hand, if it's attacking a creature token, you go, Manache, little Manache. I'm sorry. Anyways, attacking, create a token of copy of the target attacking creature. And it enters a tapped and attacking. Throat Seeker. Basically, it gives my ninjas unblock ninjas lifelink. Trinket Mage. When it enters the battlefield, I may search through my library for an artifact card with a converted mana cost 1 or less. Reveal it, put it in my hand, shuffle. Triton Store Stalker. Can't be blocked. Warlord Rogue. When it enters the battlefield, I get a Thopter with flying, tap 2 untapped artifacts that I control. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. So another, preventing from blocking. Enchantments now. We're going to enchantments now. So this one basically gives enchanted creature +1/+1, and then if it enters the battlefield under ninja enters the battlefield, I may return Smoke Shot from my graveyard to the battlefield attached to the creature. Then I have Legend of Kuruk, Avatar Kuruk. So it's a saga, and then once the saga is over, I flip it over. Add a lore counter. And then so 1 and 2, scry 2, draw a card, and then Saga 3 goes out of the saga, then return to the battlefield, transform under your control, and then Kuruk, when you flip it, whenever you cast a spell, I create a spirit creature with can't be blocked or blocked by non-spirit creatures. Exhaust. I can waterbend 20, take an extra turn after this one. While paying a waterbend cost, you can tap your artifacts and creatures to help. Each one pays for 1. Activate each exhaust ability only once. So there's that. Baleful Mastery, pay one in a black rather than pay the spell's mana cost. If it was paid, an opponent draws a card. Exile creature or planeswalker. Doomblade, destroy target non-black creature. And then Far Away, it's kind of like a duplicate. So far would be return target creature to its owner's hand. Target player sacrifices a creature on away. Filter out, return all non-creature, non-land permanents to their owner's hands. Pretty cool. Negates. Counter target non-creature spell. Nexus of Fate. Take an extra turn after this one. If Nexus of Fate will be put into the graveyard from anywhere, reveal Nexus of Fate and shuffle it to your owner's library instead. Which I've actually casted this and actually did it again. It's pretty fun. Scry 1 opt, so look at the top card, put the bottom if I wanted to, draw a card. Snooze again. Otherworldly Gaze. No! I meant to. Okay, well, I ran an ad on accident. Oh well. Alright, sorry. Sorvel 3. I got flashback at 1 in a blue. Price of Fame. It costs 2 less to cast. Oh, we're in instance now. It targets a legendary creature. Destroy target creatures. Avail 2. Raw Research costs 1 less for each creature to attack. Draw 3 cards. Telling time. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of them in the hand, 1 on top, and 1 on the bottom. Lands. Access Tunnel. Command Tower. Darkwater Catacombs. Demir Aqueduct. Demir Guildgate. Demir Dismal Backwater. Revolving Wilds. Halimar Depths. Island. I have 10 of them. 1 Myriad Landscape. Path of Ancestry. Rogue's Passage. Sunken Hollow. 12 Swamps. 1 Temple of Deceit. 1 Terramorphic Expanse. 1 Turtle Lair. And then my, what's it called? My Planeswalker is Kaito Dancing Shadow. And then we're going to sorceries. Arcane Heist. I may cast target instant or sorcery card from opponent's graveyard without paying a mana cost. If it would be put in their graveyard, exile instead. And then the Cipher. Break the Ice. Just target land that is snow or could produce colorless. I can overload it and pay 4 and 2 black. You may cast a spell for its overload cost. If you do, change its text by replacing all instances of target with each. Destroy each land that is snow or could produce colorless. Discovery Dispersal. Discovery. Surveil 2, then draw a card. Dispersal. Each opponent returns a non-land permanent they control with the highest mana value among permanents they control to its owner's hand, and then discards the card. So, last thoughts. Draw a card. You can exile it. Splinter's Technique. Sneak 1 in a black. Search my library for a card that put that card into your hand and shuffle. And I can put this. You sneak 1 basically. Stolen Identity. Put a token on the battlefield that's a copy of target artifact or creature. Temporal Mastery. Take an extra turn after this one. Exile Temporal Mastery. Miracle 1 and a blue. If I cast this card, if I draw it in the first card, you draw this turn. Temporal Trespass. Delve. I can exile cards from my graveyard, casting spell for 1, take an extra turn after this one, and then I exile it. Undercity Plague. Target player loses 1 life, discards a card, and sacrifices a permanent. Dead Drop. Delve. Target player sacrifices 2 creatures. Dig Through Time. Delve. I can look top 7 cards of my library, put 2 of them in the hand, the rest at the bottom. Escape Tunnel. Whatnot. Does what it does. Island, Central Sailor. I think those are all the ones that I removed. But yeah, that is my deck. And everything. So yeah. So I hope you enjoyed the deck tech today. As always, if you like what you see, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be notified each time I post a video. And I will see you guys in the next deck tech. I hope you have a wonderful day. And remember, you guys are all Oshawott approved. Bye.